with another video from REM Mini Builds. Today we're going to be finishing up the Kohler motor, putting the carburetor on and getting it mounted onto the mini bike and seeing if we can get the mini bike to start. I got a whole bunch of parts that I needed to finish it, so hopefully by the end of the video I'll have it all done. So let me show you what I got so we can get started. Here is the motor from last video. Again, just a basic Kohler motor, 6.5 208 cc displacement motor with a Predator tank exhaust. Last video I said it doesn't really match up. I don't know if I corrected myself, but I meant by the ports match, the bolting does not. Okay, so the ports, so the hole, the exhaust hole, exhaust port, that all matches up, but the bolts don't. All right, and then in here, the goodies. All right, got me my Chikuni carburetor that I'm going to mount onto it today. And I did talk about how I was going to put on a thumb throttle onto the mini bike. I just decided and went ahead and go for a twist throttle because it came as a set and it came with a kill switch as well as a throttle cable that works perfectly with my Chikuni. And then use just a various intake and fuel filter and everything of that sort. So I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse of putting on the carburetor. Again, got to take these out first. So I'm going to use a pair of pinch pliers to kind of twist these out. Once they're out, go ahead and mock up my port, bolt that in with the proper gaskets, and then once it's all done, mount on the carburetor and put it on the mini bike. We'll take the Predator off first, then put it on the mini bike. And then once it's on the mini bike, we're gonna go ahead and see if I can get the chain on. I don't know how old that chain is. I haven't really played around with it, so I don't know if it's all hard and chunky. It doesn't look like it, but I'll probably play with it just to see and see if we can get everything mounted up and get a kind of like a base run today, hopefully. And if we do, that'd be great. But again, like and subscribe helps me out. So let's go ahead and get this time lapse all started up. Okay. Got the the carburetor all mounted. Now let's go ahead and see what I can kind of do for the gas tank situation. It doesn't have the original bolts holes like a Predator does, or even a Honda clone, all the other Honda clones. So, but it does, one of the holes do fit. So I'm going to try to put a bolt on it, torque it down as hard as I can. Again, this is only temporary. I may just order another smaller tank and mount it to the frame, just so one doesn't look stupid when I sell it. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. We'll see how that goes. Protecting the yard one hose at a time. Hera. Yeah. She knows she's not supposed to be chewing on the hose. So today I'm going to go ahead and right now and take off the motor. I did notice that the thing is a lot more wear to it, scratches on here, so it's been dropped or at least slid around, and the fuel shut off, it's completely snapped. That's completely missing. Not really an issue because I don't like using the stock carbs on my projects, so I'm just gonna go ahead and once I decide what I'm going to use this motor for or what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to go ahead and put on a different carburetor. But for the time being, I'm going to keep it in storage, try to clean it up a little bit, and then now I'm just going to unbolt it which is just 13 millimeter nuts and bolts on this right here. There's 4 of them, basic standard mounting. And take it off. Then I'm gonna take the clutch off and put the same clutch on the Kohler. Now that I got the Predator off, I'm gonna go ahead and pull off this clutch here. It's a 35 chain clutch. Pull it off, throw it on here, mount it, and we'll continue from there. I apologize for the lighting. My solar battery died. This entire shop here is ran by a solar powered, so it's off the grid technically, just about. So then pull this off, throw it on here, and let's go. Before I put the spark plug in that I robbed from the old motor, I'm gonna see if it has spark. See if the engine produced spark before I do all the extra work, right? Might as well. And it has spark. Nice. So the motor has spark, which is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together, put the spark plug in, bolt it down. Probably gonna mount the motor first, then put on the gas tank. I think. I don't know. It sounds dumb, so I may not do it that way, but we'll see. I don't know. Or I could put the gas tank on top of the mini bike for the time being, and then once I get the new gas tank in, I can just swap them out. I'm probably going to do that. It just makes more sense. Just noticed that the carburetor I bought from Amazon says Mikuni on it. I thought this was a fake one. Still have a feeling it is, and they just put that name on there to make us think that it's real. So let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and mount that onto here. I'm gonna put that gas tank right there. Having a good time. Anyways, and then throttle linkage, brakes are there. Got to adjust them, and I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and fix those pegs. Once that's on, shorten the chain or adjust it, depending on what it needs. Then it should start. So I was talking about the chain earlier. I'm looking at it. So there's no master link on it, and it has 2 twists in it that make no sense to me. I tried untwisting it. It's not working. So I'm going to go ahead and use my chain brake. If you guys don't have one of these are awesome. I have this one for a 35 chain, and for 40, 41, and 420 chain. These are awesome. I use my impact. I prefer this over any other chain brake. Got it from China. Took forever to get here. I believe on Amazon it's a lot easier to get the 420 one. This is the 35. First time using this one because everything I usually do has 420 chain. What you doing over there? Huh? Anyways, back to the project. Okay. Throttle check has WOD. WOT. Alright. Chain is on. Clutch. About to hook up the fuel line right now. Mounted properly. Cleaned off a little bit. Adjusted the pegs. and brake is tensioned again because the brake was really sloppy. With that being said, it's tank and then initial start. It does have oil. I already checked that. So far, so good. Let's zip tie the tank on and order a new one. Alright, so I got the tank bungee down, got the fuel line ran, Mikuni, or the carburetor set up. Let's see if it will start. Let's see. Was that just the first pull start? I think so. Now let's drop it down. Well, yeah. After that initial run, I couldn't get it to start again. I messed with the carburetor. I tried to fix the idle. Will not start. I guess that's what happens when you try to work on a motor you know nothing about. Again, it was on a project that I had before. I bought it with it on. The project was disgusting when I bought it. So, yeah, it doesn't want to idle. It wants to automatically rev. It doesn't want to even turn on right now. Has spark, has compression, has everything. The oil was a little high, like when I checked it, so I drained a little bit of oil. It's at the appropriate level now. I don't know. I truly don't know. So, I think I'm going to leave this video here at that. I think. So I couldn't just leave the video at that. I went ahead and did some more work onto the motor. Very little odds and ends. I'll put back on the original carburetor. I was going to make another video of me working on it, but I just didn't record any of it. Did a lot of it off camera. So the rest of this video is just going to be kind of an update to what I did to the bike. So go ahead and like. Hey YouTube, I'm back at it again here, REM Mini Builds. I went ahead and did a lot of work off camera, just for the timing with the kid and everything. So I actually got the motor running. I went ahead and just put on a basic carb for it, rather than using the knockoff Mikuni that I got off Amazon. With that, I was able to get it on the bike, mount it, and I actually bought from OMB Warehouse a ungoverned linkage kit because of the way this whole setup was, and I went ahead and took the governor out of the motor as well while I had it open, just cleaning it out, and it was disgusting. I'm kind of glad I didn't run it the way that it was, because there was water that I just kind of slapped it on, didn't really do much work into it. There was water inside the engine, went ahead and cleaned all that out. Luckily, for some reason, didn't really rust. Took the head off, fixed it, cleaned it all up, and so I got the bike running. It's actually pretty good. Just got to we'll go ahead and get a new throttle handle. I broke the other one. That's just me handling things when I don't need to. But here's a picture of it. I'm glad I got it done, so now I can throw it on Facebook. Okay, so this is it now. I went ahead and just got a little gas tank, had it mounted on one of the frames. So, Hera, move that booty. Here is that OMB warehouse throttle linkage setup that I got. It's actually pretty cool how it works. And it pulls on the original kind of style carburetor. Ugh. But yeah, so this is it. It runs, chain is on, runs great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put on a new throttle and call it a day. Thanks guys for watching, and again, like and subscribe. Helps me out, helps out the channel, and helps me to be able to get future builds going on. Still got the four-wheeler. I still got the four-wheeler from my previous video. I haven't had the time to work on it since I've been working on the mini bike, but eventually I'll get this one. So once the mini bike is done, technically it's done, I'm gonna go ahead and work on this. And I think this one's just more of a carburetor issue than anything. The wiring's done all right. So once I have all that done, post it, get a little run on it, see how it handles, and then get rid of it. Because I got it running before, it just wasn't running right. So we'll get that all done. And once I get all that done, I'm probably gonna work on the MB200 or the go-kart. I decided not to do a cross. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Yes, love. So I'm gonna work on the go-kart, which is probably that Coca-Cola one you saw in my previous video. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back and check it out. That's the go-kart video. All right, guys. So like and subscribe. Thanks for all for watching. And she wants to say hello something too. Bye. Stay safe and watch your 6, guys.